On July 11th, 2022, I participated in a conference call with representatives of Remington Vernick, the Township Engineering firm, the Lumen Cable Company, and township representatives to discuss the plan to relocate underground cables that have been holding up the Lower Dolington Road Trail project. The following is an edited recording of that conversation.
All right, thanks everyone for coming. So we're just at this point looking for an accurate schedule of when the Lumens, utilities can be relocated so that Newtown can continue the trail project. We're at a point where we anticipated that relocation would be happening several months ago based on, our correspondence with Lumens, and at this point, our contractor for the trail project is on hold as we wait for the relocation. So at this point, we're looking for an accurate schedule from you guys of when you'll be out there. I know you've applied for the township permit. So at this point, we're just looking for that schedule.
And look, Richard, I mean, I understand it's a world we're living in. It's hard to get materials and labor and everything else. There's an ungodly level of anxiety and frustration on behalf of the township. This project is going on entirely too long, and we need to get it finished. And that's why you've got this group here speaking to you today. So we're hoping we can continue to work with you. We're hoping to get a pretty accurate schedule from you so that we can, tell our client when we can get this job done, because it's creating a lot of anxiety for the local residents, for the community, and something that began as a very good thing, which was a grant that Remington and Vernon was able to get for the township to create a great project. It's going to a not so happy place through no fault of anyone on our side and the township side, and there's frustration. We're really hoping you guys can come through and get this work done.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about how long this has been dragging on, and this location is not going to be a relatively cheap one. We're looking in the vicinity of close to $500,000 to move it. And I have funding for that, so now at this point, I'm going to be actually getting it put out for bid so we can get our contractors engaged, and hopefully here within the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we can probably get things rolling.
So, I mean, things that we've heard on our end is, it's coming next few weeks, but you don't even have a contractor available yet. Is that true?
No, we have contractors available, but because it's over our 50,000 threshold, I have to put it out for bid.
Okay.
Because I just actually last week got the funding for it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When you put it out to bid, is it like a township putting something out to bid? It's, I don't know, is it taking necessary 30 days or something like that to be out to bid?
I can set it up for 2 weeks, and then as soon as it's been awarded, I can get them guys rolling since we already have the construction plans and everything in place.
John, they don't fall under the public contract bidding laws of Pennsylvania as a township would.
Right.
So they have their own procurement regulations. So fortunately, within a 2 to 3 week period, they can select a contractor very quickly.
And I guess the area where you need to move the cable starts from Everett Drive down to Frost Lane. Is that it?
I believe it was like 15,000 feet, wasn't it, Adam?
Whoa.
That's correct. So basically, we had included that they're going to relocate for the whole trail all the way to Upper Silver Lake, so that we're ready to go for the next phase.
Wait, 15,000 feet? That's like 3 miles.
Yeah, that's why it's relatively hard to get funding of this amount.
And why would you need to move it 3 miles? 3 miles of cable.
Then we go ahead, Adam.
Oh, sorry. It's from the beginning of the where the trail sort of coincides with the fiber. That's one of their trunk lines. So we thought it best to just move it at once instead of having to come back. Because as you go above to the trail, instead of having to redo this process over and over, I decided, where basically there's conflicts, just move it all one time.
So where would
that's-
this 15,000 feet start, and where would it end, approximately?
Give me one moment. Sorry about this.
Well, while you're looking at that, I mean, the main concern for the residents in this area has been between Everett Drive and Frost Lane. That would, I don't know if how you do this process. If you start from one end and go to the other end, even if you start the project in 2 or 3 weeks, if it's nowhere near Everett Drive, I don't think it's going to take much longer than 2 or 3 weeks for us to be able to continue the trail where it needs to be continued.
If I may interject.
I was actually going to ask the same thing. I mean, do you have a construction schedule for where you're going to be on what week and whatnot? Adam, how long are you estimating this construction will occur, this 15,000 linear feet of boring?
If you have a team in the field, depending on the size of the construction team, I mean, it could be done, maybe 1 to 2 weeks, I think. But I mean, it depends on the crew. So I don't know exactly who will do the work. But just given from my experience with utilities, it can be done in a week or so if you're doing it, day and, making sure everything, avoiding damages and all that kind of stuff, doing it responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, my experience also is that it's a fairly quick process when you're doing a bore.
Yeah.
But they do it, obviously.
Yeah, once you start and you get it done and you're doing it carefully, it can be done fairly quickly.
Adam, I thought I also heard you say that you have a plan now that's available. Has this been updated since the last plan that you sent us?
Well, yeah, I think the last version was the December 21. It hasn't been revised since then.
That's what we have.
Yeah.
If anything changes, obviously, please, let us know on that plan.
Certainly.
Well, speaking from a representative of residents and the many of them who have complained in several HOAs in this area, I'm also HOA liaison with the Board of Supervisors. I don't know who is responsible for exactly notifying residents, but at this point, when this begins or is decided to begin, I think it's up to us, Micah, to adequately notify the HOAs directly to the presidents of the HOAs. We don't have to send them mailing out to every resident, but we need to adequately communicate to the HOAs involved what's going to be happening, with some kind of a timeline, I would hope. So that's just my request.
Yep, as soon as we have our contractor on board, we can set up a timeline and we can give you guys what you're looking for.
Rich, would you do a pre-construction meeting with your contractor? Because that would be something that I would like to have us involved with, just to make sure that your contractor is aware of our project and just so that we can all work together on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get the bid process started probably today, and then we be able to get this thing assigned hopefully at the end of the 2-week period. And once we get one on board, then we can probably set up one for maybe 3 weeks from now, if that would work.